Welcome to Malcom Reed's How to Barbecue Right, a podcast where we talk about barbecue, share recipes, and discuss all things delicious. And now, here's your host, Malcom and Rachelle Reed.
Hey, welcome back to the How to Barbecue Right Podcast. I'm your host, Malcom Reed, joined by my lovely and talented wife once again, Miss Southern Shell. Shell, you enjoying getting those new floors put in the house?
Yeah.
We had some old carpet been upstairs since we bought the house. I guess we've been there 5 years now, like that. And it needed to go.
Yeah.
So we've had one fast Jimmy over there all week.
It's taken a long time.
He is not fast.
I don't know if it's.
I don't know. They tore it out fast. It was
yeah.
just like, I don't know.
But we've had to be there.
So I hadn't got to go to
One
the
of
office.
us, yeah.
We've been juggling that. But we're here. It's Friday. We're doing our podcast.
We're doing it.
We got a video out. We released a video this week. We shot another one that we're going to talk a little bit about today. It's like a delicious dinner, and we're not going to talk about it.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, hey, we don't have to talk about that. You weren't happy with it? Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was your problem? I thought the shrimp were delicious.
They were delicious.
Yeah.
I'm just not. I don't know about the quality of the video.
Oh, you think it's more on that side of it?
Yeah,
Wasn't
yeah.
the food. It was it was
yeah.
the production.
Yeah,
Hey, that
yeah.
happens.
I'm not 100%, so I'm gonna review everything this weekend, and we'll see.
Okay.
Because we shot it last night, I hadn't had a chance to look at it.
So we may not have a delicious dinner video. What that tells me is I'm gonna have to reshoot that one, right? Hey, I don't mind making shrimp again. It was excellent.
Wouldn't you rather have it right?
Yeah, I don't want to put out something jacked up. See, we caught a lot of flack off the sound on the hog video, and I to this day cannot get it to make the sound that everybody says.
I had no idea it made that sound until people let me know that after we'd uploaded it.
Yeah, we thought the sound was pretty good on it. I mean, it was like we tried to use a boom mic and we tried to use some mic on a lav mic. And so it was a little different, but evidently there was some feedback that some people could hear. But
yeah, some people could, some people couldn't.
Maybe my old ears just couldn't hear it.
Maybe you need fresh new ears to hear it.
I even got Michael. I said, Michael, watch this on your phone, watch it on the TV or wherever you watch your YouTubes. And he said he could hear something, but I don't even know if he knew what I was talking about. It wasn't like something ear piercing.
We never could get it to do that, but I guess for some people it was. Anyway.
Yeah. So you don't want. So that leads me back to we're not going. Shell is like on this mission now to not put out anything that's not up to her standards. So hey, it's okay with me.
I've got really high standards.
She does. Look at me. You know she's got high standards. I
want to talk about the app real quick.
Sure. What's up with that?
Go download the app. We've been working on it and working on it and working on it. Having an app is hard if you don't know what you're doing.
I thought it was working fine every time I use it. What'd you do to it?
No, I mean, we're just constantly trying to improve upon it. It's been working.
Okay.
It's been working since a year ago, I guess, is when we got it back up and working.
Is this the third update we've released?
Third or fourth, yeah. We
So what we figured out is you better hire a company that knows how to do an app, and that's where we're at now.
Yeah,
We
hired them, and they worked on it, and they've been keeping it up to date and improving upon it, and we're tracking any errors that happen so we can fix them when we know about them and stuff like that.
So what's the latest and greatest? Did you change some stuff, or?
I mean, it's pretty much just the same
thing.
You just you can search for your favorite recipes. You can favorite them,
So you can get to them, access them quicker?
Yeah, you can build your own favorites list of recipes.
Can you go to the shop still?
If you need to go to the shop.
Can you listen to the podcast?
You can.
Oh, well, that's all it needs to do then.
Yeah. It's just an easy way to search recipes.
Yeah. So you're just fixing bugs, basically.
Yeah.
When we discover there's problems, you let Speak Creative know. Is that who it is, Speak Creative?
Yeah.
And then they go in and they troubleshoot it and fix it and release an update.
Yeah.
They let us know. Because I get an update from, I got an email from Apple the other day that said, your app has been approved. And I said, well, it was approved 4 years ago. That's great. You sent me that. I guess they approved something else. Huh?
Every time you do an update, you have to do that. You have to go through the review and update process.
I just said, okay, don't open that. That might be spam. That's the way I treat my emails now. I'm very, very hesitant to open something. I don't know that it should be coming.
I don't know, but since we're spending all this money on it, I thought we'd say, if you don't already have the app.
Yeah, get the app. Heck yeah, get the app.
It's free.
It's a free app. And it's beats going to the website and typing in all the other stuff and navigating that right there on your mobile device.
I've been trying to talk Tennessee Mojo into coming on and doing a video with you.
Is he going to do it?
I said something to him. He said, "You just let me know the time."
That means you don't want to come.
Yeah,
if you do that, if you say here, I can come here. I'm saying, okay, well we can come. We can make that happen.
Or he goes, "Just tell me what you want me to do." I'm like, "No, that's not how this works. You come and show us a recipe."
Yeah. We had we hung out with. We got to hang out with Jay and Jamie, the Mojo family. Last weekend at the contest, they came and cooked, and we had a big time.
Yeah. So if you follow Jay and Tennessee Mojo, give him a hard time. Tell him to come on.
We'll have to rig up something where we can't see his face. Like I can put him, make him a little screen, or let him wear his running mask, his glasses, and his Mojo hat, and he could, we'll do the voiceover part of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get him full face on our channel. We're not gonna do that. That's his style. I love that style. I think it's cool.
It's different.
His videos, they're funny. They're really good. They're shot really well. The quality of them is really good. I'm sure you approve of the quality.
Yeah, they're very good.
Jay's an excellent photographer anyway, so he stepped it right into video.
Yeah,
the sound does it's real good too. So
and
his recipes are good.
Yeah,
he does some stuff that's out of the box. Man, he did
Red Bull ribs.
Red Bull rib. What was the other one I watched? The bacon burger dog. The bacon burger dog. I wanted to try that.
That came from the Cosby Show, is what Jamie said.
Yeah, the bacon burger dog.
I thought that was hilarious.
I've taken the smoked sausage and wrapped it in bacon, but I've never made a. What do they call it? It's like those fatties where you take sausage and you stuff it around something and wrap it in bacon. That but he's taking it to another level, putting the smoked sausage inside that and then wrapping it. So.
I thought was it not a hot dog?
Or was his was like a Johnsonville sausage dog.
Yeah.
So it was like hot dog shape, but I think it was like a Johnsonville smoked sausage or something. They got all different kinds.
And then he put
you could do
burger meat around it.
You can do the hot dog, smoked sausage, brat, whatever you want. Yeah, you can do a brat burger dog.
Yeah. Do you remember that?
Bacon brat burger dog. I don't remember that from the Cosby shows. It seems like I always remember he wanted to eat cake.
He was always sneaking cake. Yeah,
that's funny.
And his wife would catch him.
Claire
catch him.
I remember him making sauce or something. Like he had some special barbecue sauce or something.
He was always working on it.
I wouldn't want to try that sauce. Don't tell him. It'll knock you out. That's that lights out sauce. Bill's famous lights out.
Yeah. Don't try that bacon burger dog either.
I tried Jay's. But yeah, we got to get him on there. So we cooked contest last week. Yep. It was a SCA contest on Friday night. KCBS contest on Saturday. Broke out the new trailer for the first time. I think we got some kinks worked out about how things work. It was a learning experience because, just getting to know a new trailer and stuff, but everything went well.
It was awesome, I thought. I didn't stay over, but.
Oh, man, that was the most comfortable barbecue trailer I ever stayed in. When we laid down that night, you like the pits and you kind of take a little nap before you put the meat on or whatever. Me and Waylon said, man, this might be too comfortable. We might not wake up because I'm used to my old bed. It felt like it was going to throw you out of it. I don't know if it was leaning or what, but it was like, I had a decent twin size mattress and box springs and a little memory foam topper on it, but it always felt like you were trying to get ejected. So, this one is like, I bought, what was that? The mattress you bought to go in there. It was a twin size.
It was one of those that show up.
It wasn't a purple, but it was something like one of those
Tufted needle.
Yeah.
It shows up vacuum sealed.
Oh, I was like, there's no way. This is going to be way too small for me.
Yeah.
And it's like just in a vacuum. I mean, it's pretty heavy. I mean, it was like on the box, it said 2-person lift. I bet it weighed 50 pounds or more.
Yeah.
But then it's all vacuum sealed down. So we laid it out on the bed and I told Jamie, he was helping me get it in there and situated and stuff. And he said, I don't think it's going to fit. I think it's going to be way too small for that area. And then we cut it and that thing just starts blowing up, man. And it's probably, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it's big.
8 to 10 inches thick, fills up a whole twin bed spot. It fit perfect in the spot on my trailer. So
yeah.
It slept well.
The old trailer was pretty much just a hole with an air conditioner on top, and we had to set up tables, and we put in, Jamie Williams built some bed frames.
Yep.
And then there was a porch on the back where we kept the cookers. But the problem with that is you had to walk
through the beds.
Yeah, through the little bed area.
Down a little squeeze through the trail. Yeah.
There was no bathroom. There was a sink in the nose.
Yeah.
But that was it. There was no storage.
No storage. Yeah. This one's got it all. Full facilities, private sleeping quarters, double TVs with satellite and internet. I got a hotspot I bring with me, so we got everything we need, and then it's got full size sink. And I don't have a triple sink; I just got a single base sink, but it's deep and it's perfect for washing pans like we use. It worked out great. There's plenty of prep area. There's a little couch, and there's tons of storage. And so what we figured out is we used a little 4-foot table out on the back, and we set actually 2 of them. One of them held our Cambros, our holding boxes. They're out of the way, double stacked, and we got plenty of room. And then we had another little moving table a 4-foot table that had adjustable legs, so it gets it up tall enough to where it ain't breaking my back. And that's where we did everything on. We kind of prepped inside, and then when it come time to put the meat on, we just move it out to that table. And then it's like wrap at that table, check the temp at that table. So nothing messy is coming back in the trailer really until you get to making blind boxes. And then you pulled the pork out on the trailer, so that didn't heat. In our old trailer, when you brought all that hot pork, you bring 4 pork butts in a trailer in the sun, it's hot. It just heats it up, and the AC can't recover. Well, we stayed. It was perfect. We had to turn the ACs down to keep it from cooling off too much.
Yeah.
So everything worked out.
I would say it'd be nice to have a fan on that
back porch.
Back porch.
I thought about that. There's a place to put one up in that corner too, like one of those little wall type mount fans on a little turny thing or whatever. You could put it up in that corner, it'd be out of the way, but it just create enough breeze to give you a little draft, because it's got side windows that open up, but it's still with a cooker in there running 250 degrees. It gets hot.
I can't take it anymore.
What? You couldn't hear me?
Yeah, I can't hear
I gotta get us some new. We gotta get some new earwear for the audio.
I'm just gonna have to deal with it.
I bought these.
I hate
cheap,
these big ones.
I don't know what these are. They're like little cheap, fake Apple earbuds, and I got to get some better ones because mine's are kind of breaking up too.
Yeah. So Friday night was the steak contest.
Waylon cooked in it, and Michael cooked in it, and
Michael cooked in it.
He did cook in it. He made and so the kicker is him and Mark Williams. They get Mark we talked about this. He always wants to bet Michael who's going to finish better. So Michael's like, okay, their bet was whoever finished better in the steak contest. It was 78 grown men steak cookers and Michael.
There was one other kid.
Was there another kid in it?
I thought Will cooked.
Yeah, Will cooked. Yeah, that's right. I don't know how many kids was in. I just like to say Michael was probably the youngest.
He was.
And so the loser had to cook the winner their best or favorite style of a hot dog and buy them ice cream from Area 51.
Completely nice bet.
Completely, that's a fair bet.
That's a nice
And
bet.
Then Mark throws in a hair
After
bet.
I had left.
After you left, yeah, because you left
Friday
and went
night,
home.
yeah.
They still hadn't cooked. I don't even know if they didn't even have their steak selection yet.
Yeah.
But Mark's like, we're betting a hair match. And so all of a sudden it goes from a friendly hot dog and ice cream to you got to shave. You get to cut the other person's hair however you want to.
And
so Michael agrees.
My kid has this beautiful, thick, wavy red hair. It's the best hair ever. I don't even know where it comes from or where he got it, but it's beautiful. And Mark Williams was not fixing to shave that.
You let him shave?
No.
Well, I told him, never make a hair bet, son. Don't do it. Don't ever do that. There's some things you don't bet.
Yeah.
But the hair is one of them that I would never bet. And so all of a sudden it got real, So, Waylon's in there trimming his steak up and Michael's trimming his. They're right beside each other inside the trailer. They get them tight. First of all, Michael goes over there and picks out steaks. And in the SCA contest, they always have like these poker chips with numbers on them, and you pull them out of a bag or whatever, and that's the number you get to pick your steak. So when he pulled his number out, luckily he picked number 1. So he had pressure on him. He was the first pick. And
Did they have good steaks?
Yeah, they were real good steaks. Yeah. And so I told him, I said, man, whatever you do, go pick you a good steak. Mm-hmm. Pick you a good steak. So he picked out one, had a nice spinalis on it. It just had the tail. He didn't have to do a lot of trimming on it. And he just cut the tail off and tied it up.
He's pretty good at picking steaks.
Yeah. So picking first means you also pick dead last because they do like a serpentine style turnaround. Yeah. All 1 through 78.
That's why I think the middle is really the best.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I've done well both times.
Yeah.
I've had number one and finished first in that contest, and I've had the last one in front. It really don't matter as long as it's all on the steak that day.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you get some crappy steaks, and that's nothing you can do about it. But so he picked 2 steaks, and the last one, it was, I wouldn't say it was a try hard. So it was, he picked one with the normal spinalis, and then he got one that was a try hard, and everybody skipped over it. And I was like, well, I don't know why people skip this steak. I mean, it was a little different color, like how beef sometimes it'll have that light pink. Some of it was all red, and this one steak was kind of lighter pink, and it was, it felt a little maybe tougher, but it looked fine. It was a good try hard steak, and I said, well, I can't believe people skipped over that. So he gets them trimmed up, gets them tied, seasons them. Now, his seasoning process, he does just like I did in the video. He puts AP on it. He lets it set about 30 minutes. He comes back with some hot rub, lets that sit, and then right before he grills it, he puts just a little bit of steak rub on it. And then we melted some butter. We use these little aluminum tray like pans. What do you call those? Like a brownie pan? It's not a brownie pan.
It's more like a bunt.
Yeah.
No.
A mini banana bread pan.
Yeah.
Is what it looks like.
But it's like the disposable type.
Yeah, it's perfect to put a stick of butter in and just set it up on top of your PK and just let it melt. So that's all.
And then you can throw it away.
Yeah, then you can throw it away. So that's all you did. So they fired up the PKs, and Waylon's cooking his, and Michael's cooking his. So I go out there. I'm kind of the time man, the guy that sets the butter up there on it for him and moves it, and all this. And since there wasn't hairbed, I might have done just a little more in the cooking process. I may have run the thermopin a little bit.
I've seen how this process works before.
So the first steak we got, first pick of the day, it's going to be the one he's going to turn in because it's the best looking steak, that was out there, he thought. And so we cook it and we do it's like a minute and a half. And then I made him pick the steak up.
Did y'all cook them?
Clean the grate real good, sprayed it again, then let him put it back down. No, we don't cook them one at a time.
Okay.
We were just cooking the best one because we was like, this other second steak, last steak, we don't know. And so we did that. And when we flipped it, he didn't press down enough on it, and it didn't get good. Like only half of it had grill marks. And I was like, man, it just don't look good. So we finished cooking it and put it to the side. And we didn't start, I think we started cooking like 10 minutes before the 30-minute window opened.
Why didn't you just use the other side as the upside?
I don't know. I didn't even look at it. This steak was not right. So we put it over, and we still had like 20 minutes to cook this other steak. So the second steak, I was like, well, we probably messed up today. So let's just cook this one some. We're going to cook it right. So we did it, and he pressed down this time. He got it turned. I cleaned the grates between every time he picked it up for him. Turned it, flipped it. It was beautiful. And then once we went it was about 3 minutes, minute and a half, doing our turns. He picked it up, and I set the little Cookmore grid on there and raised this. No, we didn't have that. I thought it was in the grill, but it wasn't. We had to use another one of those aluminum pans with one of our chicken racks sitting on top of it.
No, you didn't. Really?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. So we put an aluminum pan there and put a chicken rack on top of it, and then put the steak on top of that. And that way, nothing from the bottom. And I kind of didn't mind it because nothing from the grill. You're just getting residual heat around the pan at that point. And then at that point, we just watch it.
It's going to heat up.
Oh, yeah. And then we just kept basting it with butter and watching it. And I stuck the probe in it. And I said, all right, Mike, when you see 130, it's time to get it. And he stood there. When we saw 130, pulled it off. And then it didn't get to rest maybe 3 or 4 minutes. And he turned it in. And I think Mark Williams was 24th. Michael got a walk, 7th place, or sixth or 7th.
Place.
Yeah, 6th place, $100 check.
Because Brian Wesson got 7th.
Yeah,
Michael got 6th.
Son of a butcher. Yep, Brian from Mobile.
Michael won $100.
Won him $100. Now he gets to. Now the kicker is, Not only does Mark Williams have to make him a hot dog his way, Michael said, "What's my way?" I said, "I don't know, son. Tell me you want an all-American dog." It's like, doesn't Sonic have an all-American dog?
Yeah.
It's like ketchup, mustard, relish, whatever. It's easy. That's usually the stuff he eats. And he gets to go pick him out some ice cream, and he gets to shave Mark Williams' head or cut it however he wants to. So
he keeps sending him memes.
He's sending him memes of the haircuts. He sent him one of like George Costanza on Seinfeld. Mark asked me, "Did y'all pick these memes out?" I said, "No, man. He showed us. I thought it was hilarious." But I don't know. Never bet hair.
Never bet hair. I would have had to put the kibosh
yeah.
on that bed.
I don't know. You ain't gonna hold him. I probably wouldn't have let him shave Michael's head. That's been there.
Probably wouldn't have.
But I probably wouldn't have went over there and helped as much if that wouldn't if the hair wasn't on the line. Hair wasn't on the line. I probably wouldn't have went over there and probed and told him when to get it off and all that stuff.
Mark said he's gonna turn it into a YouTube video.
That would be good. Do it on the video. Michael get to shave Mark's head.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a good idea.
So Saturday we cooked
KCBS, and it was chicken ribs, pork butt, brisket. Thought everything went well.
It went smooth.
For one, we cooked on a brand new CTO that had never been cooked on. I mean, it was brand spanking new. I love it. And then cooked chicken on the old drum, standby. You came out, helped me cook the chicken.
I said I wasn't going to. I did. I trimmed.
Made a box.
I cooked.
You did.
And
you liked it, didn't you? Wasn't it fun?
It was fun.
It was getting back to the swing of things. It went so smooth.
It did.
We ended up with a 7th place port call.
Yeah.
Oh, we were 20th or 21st overall, something like that.
Yeah, middle of the pack.
So we were middle of the pack. I think it was 48 teams or something like that.
The chicken, there was nothing wrong with the chicken, but it wasn't anything spectacular.
I think my problem with chicken is it was Springer Mountain chicken, but it had been through a freeze thaw, like a chip thawed out. I got it and froze it back and then thawed it out again. And so we injected it, but it still was on the dry side. It wasn't overdone.
Every time we get chicken that's either been froze for too long or it's gone through too many freeze thaw cycles, it develops that bad texture.
I've made it. It's going to be my new thing. I'm only cooking fresh stuff that I hadn't. If it's been froze, it was froze before I got it. It's never been froze again. And I'm going to source it right there. Yeah. I'm not going to get it and hold it because I think that's a big part when you open up these packages, like we trim chicken or you trim chicken, it thawed, trimmed it, and then put it back in a bag. And the next day when we get it out to take it to the contest, it is the bag, all the moisture's in the bag. It's not in the chicken anymore.
Well, you've talked about before how the freeze thaw cycle
damages the meat.
Yeah.
Because of the way it froze. If you can flash freeze it or blast chill freeze it, it doesn't tear the meat up as bad. And that's typically how you get it when you buy it from a store or somewhere. If you're buying frozen meat, it's been blast chilled, froze. And when you get it back home, and if it's thawed out and you put it back or you repackage it and try to freeze it in your deep freeze or refrigerator freezer, it just doesn't freeze the same. It's a slow freeze, so it lets more of that moisture crystallize, and it tears the meat up. It breaks down that cellular structure. So when you thaw it, all that moisture that's in your bag is actually flavor that come out of that meat, and you're not. It's harder to get it moist. You lose all that moisture from cooking, and
especially when you're going up against. I mean, if you'd have tried that chicken just by itself, you'd have been like, "This is really good chicken."
Yeah.
But if you're going up against people that have a better quality chicken,
Yep. And so, I mean, I thought, everything went smooth. The pork was phenomenal.
That was some of the better pork we've cooked.
We did 4 pork butts. I put them on at, I think it was 1 a.m. and we ran them till 5 a.m. at 250 on the CTO, and we wrapped them. And in the wrap, I only put some vinegar sauce, and then we cooked them. And I put my probe right in the center of the money muscle at that point. And then as soon as I see it get to like 195, 198, right in that range, we cut the money muscles off. So we take the butt out, take a knife. I've already got them trimmed a little bit the way I trim them. And then you just kind of cut them off and put them in a Ziploc bag with a little of the juice that's in the pan, and then put them back in the Cambro, and then return that butt, move the probe back to the center and then take that butt up to almost 200. And that's what we did. But I started them out fat up. And so when I we panned them and then put the vinegar sauce over them and fold over the top. I flipped it to where the fat was down, where all that good, what I call bacon meat or false cat meat, is in the bottom of all that au jus that's cooking. And so it can't dry out. And it's when you render that fat from there and you take that butt and you ready to break it down, you flip it back over, you can just take your hand and kind of rake that fat off the top. And all that meat's just laying there for the taking, and it's so good.
Well, be careful. Some of it's up in that fat that you just raked off.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's
double
like
layered.
It's like a layer of fat, a layer of meat, a layer of fat. If you can pull the fat off that that layer of meat, that's what we put in the box.
Yeah, that's what I was, if you got to be, like you said, you got to be careful because you can kind of rake it off the top and expose it. And then there's fat below it. So you got to kind of get the meat off that fat. And it's just these long strands. It looks like belly meat. I mean,
best.
It has the smoke. It has the flavor because it's been encapsulated by the fat. I mean, it's just all surrounded by it. It's packed full of moisture and it just melts in your mouth.
If I'm pulling butts for somebody, like somebody's watching me pull a butt or something, not for contest, but for I'm serving it or something. They're standing there. I'll pull that off and hand it to them, because they don't know what I'm giving them yet. Yeah. And they're just like, oh my God, that's the best bite of pulled pork I've ever had.
It's crazy that we cook that much pork just for the. I mean, that's why we cook 4. You got 4 false caps. You can get a box full of meat off that if you know what you're doing.
We pretty much turned in money muscles, false cap.
There was you put the picture up of our boxes was it on Instagram? Yeah. I don't know if it was on the story.
And they look great.
Yeah.
Except for the brisket box. We had to slice it thick.
Yeah. That was
not thin.
So the brisket went over a little bit, but I had a problem with the probe and the brisket was behind. And it was behind all day. And I was like, the point was doing fine because I had it probed separate. And the flat was always like 15, 20 degrees behind. And I just said it shouldn't be that. So by the time we got our butts done, it was still showing that our flat was like 190. I was like, there's just no way. So I said, well, then we got to open it. We don't like to open our brisket until it gets to 198. That's kind of where we open it. But just going by time, how long I know they cook, I was like, we got to check. This is when we're normally checking. Something's up. And the probe hadn't, told us anything. It was reading all day, but it wasn't right. It was 15, 20 degrees off all day. And so when we probed it, it was like that brisket was 208, 209 and super soft. I was like, man, this one overshot a little.
It tasted delicious.
I mean, it was delicious, but the burn ends were really good.
Yeah.
But where did we finish in brisket? I don't even remember.
Middle
of the pack. It wasn't.
I think it's like 17th or something.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't horrible.
It wasn't bad.
But I think it's because to get it to stay together, you had to slice it a little bit thicker. Yeah, I mean they were half-inch thick at least.
They weren't
maybe 3/4. No, they were. What did Michael say? They were number 1 pencils.
Yeah,
the big old Ticonderoga.
The kind he used to get
kindergarten when you can hold it just like a log and write with it. So everything, I mean, I was happy. I was thrilled that Michael beat Mark Williams and got 7th place and got a call. That made my weekend. And we got a call, so that was a good
fire dancer won it. He
Eric Lee, he cooked that same chicken he said that was on the video we did, and he took grand champion.
Kind of alluded to the fact that scraping the skin is not good for chicken.
Really?
Yeah.
He told you that?
You know how Eric is.
Yeah.
He tells.
He's shifty, huh?
Yeah. He kind of hints at it, you know.
Don't scrape it. I don't know. Maybe so. Maybe that's why our chicken dries out. Maybe we need to do a comparison.
Yeah.
Because you always scrape it.
It's got me thinking.
We hadn't done it non-scrape in a long time, so we're going to.
But I was glad that Eric, when we went to dinner with him and his wife afterwards.
That was another highlight of my weekend.
I know, that was so much
fun. Going to La
fun.
Siesta. And I had my polo tapatio. Had the Mexican guacamole I love. That's real chunky and got the fresh tomatoes and onions and jalapeno and cilantro in it. And then what else do we have? Margaritas.
You had a couple of
shots of Patron, a couple big Dos Equis.
We did it.
And I went home with the bed. Man, that was some good sleep there too, though. I don't even remember what Sunday. What did we do Sunday?
Oh, it was Father's Day.
Oh, Father's Day. Yeah. So I had ordered for Father's Day, I usually always cook my dad catfish, and that's what we did this year. Took everything over to my mom and dad's, and I ordered a box of catfish from Simmons. catfish farm. But what town are they in? Do you know? You can get it online. It's in Mississippi. Is it like Belzoni or something like that?
It's something like that. Go ahead.
Itabena. It's down there in Delta somewhere, I think. But so I ordered a box. I think it was a 5-pound box.
Oh, it's in Yazoo City.
Oh, it's in Yazoo City. Simmons is? Okay. Well, that's good. That's down there with you, Bonds.
Yeah, yeah.
I bet you they cook.
I think
Simmons
they do cook
in
Simmons.
their restaurant. It's the best tasting. I mean, Pride of the Pond's good here in Tunica, but I don't know why. When I found out that your granddad was always cooking that Simmons for the 4th, once I started eating that, I said, I'm just going to order Simmons because it's always really clean fish. It tastes really good.
My dad used to always drive to
Yazoo City or wherever. Yeah, okay.
Because they didn't, they didn't.
Yeah, back then you didn't have the internet
catfish.
that you were ordering catfish. But they sent it to me overnight. I mean, it wasn't cheap, but I don't remember. We bought a giant bag of their hush puppies that they do. And they were, the first time I ever tried them, they were really good.
Yeah. They have a jalapeno version I'd like to try too.
And then I ordered the 3 to 5 ounce fillets. And what I do is that morning, Sunday morning, when we got up, I put them in the sink kind of to thaw. And then I put them out on my pork racks over a sheet pan covered in full, laid them out individually, and just so they would really kind of air dry. So I stuck them back in the fridge, and they kind of air dry. I pat them with paper towels, and then I bagged them up and took them to my parents. But I also split them because I like to do more of like a smaller strip of catfish than a whole fillet. If you like them whole fillets, go ahead and do it. But I like
strip. Gives you more the crunchy edges around the edge.
That's why I like it. That's why I like it. So a lot of catfish houses do that too. Mm-hmm. There's kind of a seam in that catfish fillet, and it's really easy to do. You just take your knife and go right down it. So it separates that 3 to 5 ounce fillet into 2 portions. And you think that you could eat 3 or 4 whole fillets. You can't eat. I don't think somebody could eat that much catfish because I was like
whole fillets. Oh yeah. I was fixing to say I had 3, but that was a
So that was a fillet and a half. Yeah, and I think I had 4, so I had 2 fillets, which that's 3 to 5 ounce. That's almost by the time you add bread and then it cooks. I would say it's probably a half pound of meat, easy. Total. I would say. And
then we served it with the standards: fries, hush puppies, coleslaw.
So I battered it. When I got over to my parents, I put them back out on the racks, seasoned them with some AP and some king crawl, let them set just a few minutes kind of in the air. Then I put some plain yellow cornmeal in one of my meat bags. And then it probably was, 3 or 4 cups to do that much catfish. Seasoned it with a little bit of AP, put the fillets down in the bag, shook them around, put them back on the rack, and started getting my peanut oil hot.
Peanut oils.
And that's the key, peanut oil. I don't care what you say, frying fish or chicken and peanut oil is the bomb. And, I didn't even break out the big fish cooker. We got out my mom's Dutch oven that we used to fry stuff in as a kid all the time.
Did you feel it was more challenging frying it?
No, you just work in smaller batches. I've got one of the big double basket, Cajun fryers, and I could fry that fish in 2 baskets. Yeah. But it took me, I think I did 5 or 6 cookings. I dropped 3 or 4 fillets at a time, let them get happy. Catfish fries really good at 350, so it's a little bit lower heat, but it'll kind of sink to the bottom, and you don't want to overlap it. You want to give the oil plenty of room to get all around the fillets, and then it'll start floating, and then you just kind of flip it over with the little spiders and let it go until it crisps up just until it turns golden brown. It'll kind of stop cooking and float. That's when you know fish is done. Mm-hmm. And you just take it out and put it back on the rack and let it drain. And you can keep your oven on warm if you want to keep it. We had Waylon was doing French fries and like a little fry daddy type thing. Yeah. We did some fries and hush puppies, and I did the fish, and we knocked it out. Yeah. Served it with some coleslaw that Mr. Fake Williams grew a head of cabbage, and I split it and took it over there. My mom made some slaw and she made some fresh tomatoes cut up, bowl of dill pickles or bread and butter pickles.
And some white onion.
Brown beans and turnip greens. Man, you talk about a feast. And then she'd made coconut pie and a chocolate pie. It was really good. So we did it up for Father's Day.
When you've been talking about doing a catfish video. You have an old catfish video.
Yeah, I need to redo it.
It's pretty much the same recipe.
Yeah, that's how I do it. I do need to do that. That's a good idea.
You still are the reigning Catfish King of Mississippi.
I'm the last and official catfish. Yesterday was National Catfish Day.
You think they'd let the catfish?
You think they'd let the Catfish King know of Mississippi? I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know how many pounds of catfish we grow in this state.
They're unaware of your title.
They are. It's not self-appointed. I was deemed that. Columbus, Mississippi.
We gotta find that award.
I know. I had somebody offer to buy it from me. They wanted to buy the title, the Catfish King title, so they put it in the restaurant.
They owned a restaurant. We're gonna hang it up.
I said, no, man, I'm the Catfish King. I just want it.
This award
does that just last for 1 year, or is that like for life?
I don't know. That's what I was talking to Jay about, because Jay was, he won Memphis and May ribs last year. So they've postponed Memphis and May.
He's 2-time rib champ for the,
They don't take it away.
They didn't take it away. So he's still reigning 2 years in a row rib champ.
2 years in a row.
If he gets canceled one more year, he's going to have a 3-year run. I don't think they count it like that.
I do. I do.
In your book? Well.
And see, they canceled that Columbus contest. Didn't have
they don't even have that contest. That was the last catfish award they gave out.
So to me, it's like
maybe that's a contest we need to fire back up. The annual Catfish King contest.
I could get behind a catfish contest.
Man, that'd be so much fun. Just a big fish fry.
Yeah.
Everybody come, you pay, you get a catfish plate, and everybody turns in. You let them judge it, and you have a tartar sauce contest, a coleslaw contest, best hush puppy. That would be a good one too. The best hush puppy.
I'm liking this idea.
Yeah.
We've been talking about doing a small contest at the new.
Yeah, at the new office.
Yeah.
There's room there, I think, to do something. I mean, you couldn't do a monster.
Very
You'd
small.
have to limit it.
Yeah.
I mean, get a few teams in there, though.
15.
Especially if you had some fryers going.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody brought a fryer. The only problem is you need to get one of them oil disposals.
Yeah.
So everybody can have something to put their used oil in.
Yeah, definitely. So we did get, we are officially have a new office. We're going to be. You don't want to call it the headquarters. You want to call it the mothership? Is that?
I don't know what we're going to call it yet. I ain't got a name for it. It's going to have our own podcast studio in there. We're going to have
possibly a small little shop.
Possibly a gift shop where you can come in and buy your favorite Killer Hog stuff. I hope to start up. I'm going to make a kitchen set where I can go over there and cook.
We can film out of the rain.
Got some warehouse space, so yeah, we can film out of the rain. It's gonna be good. I think it's really gonna work out. It's here in town in Hernando, just across town, a little bit bigger than what we have now.
Yeah,
a lot bigger than what we have now, like 7 times.
Yeah,
this is like a little over 1,000. It's like 7,500 square foot.
What we have now is a old house.
Yeah, it's an old house converted. We're in the actually living room right now. I got our den, isn't it? With a fireplace.
We have fleas.
Well, they're under I think it's from the wild cats running around outside.
The wild cat that lives underneath the old house.
There's no telling what lives under this thing.
We had a mice.
A mouse.
A mouse.
We had a mouse. I don't know if we got fleas anymore because I called the exterminator. They've been putting it to it.
When the mouse got crawled up on your desk and looked at you.
That was the drawing point. Yeah. Because you'd been telling me you thought there was one in your office. And
yeah.
I was sitting there at the computer and I look over and this little mouse just comes right up and stops there and stands up, looks at me. I'm like, what's up, Feifel? He was just chilling.
Freaked out.
So I called the pest control people. I said, look, we got an issue here.
You just said, there's a mouse.
I mean, that don't scare me.
Flipped out.
I need to get Jamie to tell you the story about a mouse and his toe. That's a good story.
Oh yeah.
He wouldn't want to tell it on the podcast. He wouldn't want the world to know, but it's a funny story.
So we cooked jerk burger this week.
That's it. Oh yeah, nothing says summertime or makes you think of being on the beach down in the Caribbean than this burger. And I don't know if it's just the burger's great with the jerk sauce on it. I took the 80/20 ground CAB certified Angus beef that I got from Superlow and made these monster. I got me one of them burger presses and I set it at a half pound and just kind of made me a burger. Chilled it back in the refrigerator so it stayed together. Seasoned it with some AP and some jerk seasoning and grilled it like a normal burger and glazed it with a jerk sauce. That part was easy.
If you were
the kicker to this is the pineapple relish and the Calypso mayo.
Yeah.
That's the two things.
The jerk sauce is really good.
The jerk sauce.
You gotta have all of it.
You gotta have all of it. You gotta have the elements. I mean, that could have easily been a pork chop. It could have easily been a chicken breast or a burger. But those other elements will go with all of it. You can put it on a bun like that, and it is fantastic. And it really is one of the better burgers I've ever made.
I agree. The first time you made it, I thought this could easily be a burger contest burger.
Yeah, and when was that?
Or a restaurant burger.
A little over a month ago, about the first part of summer, something like that. We
it was just all
up.
the element. I mean, it had every element you need,
Yeah.
to make a really great burger. Nothing too crazy. It all went together so well.
And that's what I mean. So when we go to Jamaica or we've been to the Bahamas, they make like anything you get fried comes with this little spicy like mayo sauce, and that's that's what I was calling my Calypso sauce. And I was like, what are they? They're not doing anything hard to this. So I was in Kroger and I saw that Scotch bonnet pepper sauce. It's bright, like kind of orangey yellow.
Yeah, they have it on Amazon.
Yeah. Oh, is it on there? Good.
Put a link on the link. Yeah.
And it's a really good sauce because it's a little
like
sweet.
$6 on Amazon or something.
A little sweet. It's vinegary like a hot sauce, but it's got a kick too.
Yeah.
So a little goes a long way. I mean, it's not burn you down, but it's really, really good sauce. And so I knew mixing that.
It's a good burn, but it didn't like stay.
So I just did mayo ketchup, like I was making a fry sauce, some of that, like 2 tablespoons of the hot sauce, and then seasoned it with salt, pepper, and a pinch of cayenne, I think it was, or white pepper. And it made you've used that on a lot of stuff. Like
we on the contest when we took some wraps out to the contest. It's just like
turkey lettuce cheese.
Yeah, turkey lettuce cheese in a wrap, and they had sliced it into little rounds. What do you call
Pinwheels?
it? Pinwheels.
Yeah.
I was putting that Calypso sauce on that.
It's good.
Heck yeah.
I mean,
I've been putting it on everything.
It gives something a different taste. I mean, you could do it with hot sauce, but I think that flavor of that Scotch bonnet sauce, it gives it a little sweetness. They must have something in there to give it a little sweetness. But so that goes on your burger first. That's your sauce. Well, and it's very, very like Caribbean, and then you got to make the pineapple relish to top it with. So what I did there is I could have cut up pineapple and just made it there, but I said, I'm going to take a step further and put it on the grill. So I coated it with some brown sugar and jerk seasoning. I just kind of took a tablespoon or so of there's a couple teaspoons of jerk mixed with like half a cup of dark brown sugar.
Yeah.
You got to use the dark brown. That kind of goes with the dark rum, that kind of Caribbean vibe. And then took my pineapple, peeled it, cut the core out, cut it in spears, and rolled it, kind of dusted it with that brown sugar, jerk seasoning, let that sit, and it kind of just melts on the outside of it. And I put it on the grill before I cook the burgers and on a raised rack. Because you're really not trying to sear that. It'll burn real fast. So I just want
What if you don't have a raised rack?
Just do it offset, like a 2's on fire. You could throw it in the oven if you wanted to. But really, this recipe, I mean, I'm saying you could cook any of them any kind of way. This one's made for a grill.
Yeah.
You could cook this burger in a skillet, but do it on a grill. I mean, that's what this is about. And preferably if you got like a 55-gallon drum split in half, turned over on its side with some pimento wood or burned down. If you got all that, you're set. But, I did it on a PK over some charcoal. But so the pineapple spears go on the raised rack. Oh, they're still getting good heat. So they're just not as direct. It's not, it's kind of toned down heat. I mean, I could have did them on the thing. I was afraid they'd get a little too hot, so I just did them on that rack. I was really just wanting to get some color on the outside.
They don't get charry. They just kind of soften.
Up there, they don't. They're kind of brown. The outside kind of browns. It reminded me of the texture of that Fireball pineapples I did when I wrote on the rotisserie. You're just kind of cooking the outsides of them because what it does, it softens up the flesh of the pineapple, and it brings out even more sweetness. So we put the dark brown sugar on it and the jerk. That's kind of giving us that, I don't know, it's a rum-esque flavor to me, with the pineapple. And I did those Fireball ones. I'm going to do a rum pineapple too. That's a good thought, but that's another story.
Maybe that's a vacation pineapple.
Yeah, that's a vacation pineapple. So I took those, got them browned up all over, 10, 15 minutes tops. It don't take long. It wasn't a long cook. I mean, took the pineapple, chopped it all up. I had me half a red bell pepper, half a orange bell pepper, and the yellow pineapple. So I kind of got these 3 colors going. And then I took a white onion, did half of that, chopped that up, mixed in a little parsley, a little cilantro, and just seasoned it.
Salt, pepper,
and a pinch of cayenne, a dash of cayenne. And it made what I called a pineapple relish. You could have called it a salsa. To me, a salsa would have had tomatoes maybe, but it could have been a pineapple salsa too.
It was so good.
If I was making a Mexican dish, I'd call it pineapple salsa. If I'm making a Jamaican dish, I'd call it relish.
We've been eating on it with just chips.
It's an awesome side dish, just
yeah,
to snack on. But it would go on anything too.
You know, one thing I like about the way about
we did it on fish tacos the other night.
Yeah,
remember I made those fish tacos. I saved a few of those catfish fillets and blackened them. I'll talk about that.
But what I like about the way you do that pineapple relish is when you cook it that way, the outside gets soft, but the inside still has more texture.
Yeah.
So you get both.
So it's soft and sweet and crunchy too. You get some texture, yeah. Then that's what I do like about it. So when I build this burger now, I've been noticing comments. Everybody says you did everything right, except didn't grill the bun. If you want to grill the bun, fine.
Why didn't you toast the bun? That was one of the questions.
It's hot outside. I'm ready to be through.
It was hot.
Normally I toast the bun. These just look too good laying there in the package. And I said, well, it's going to make a better picture and fluffy if I don't toast it and put it. If you toasted it, a lot of times they'll kind of sog, or not sog, but they'll squish down. And I wanted it to stay fluffy. And I knew that if I put the lettuce on there, that was going to keep everything from, sogging into that bottom bun so bad. And the top, I didn't care. I just kind of propped it up there. So, yeah, if you want to toast the bun, toast the bun. But I didn't. And so I took the bottom bun of a sesame seed bun, slathered some of that Calypso on it, lettuce, tomato, pickles. And those pickles are my favorite pickles. They're Kroger brand, restaurant deal slice pickle.
Yeah, they're
flat. A little bit, no ridges. They're a flat little pickle, just like you would
McDonald's
get on a Crystal or McDonald's. Yeah, and that's what they remind me of. That's why I like them. I can just eat them as a snack.
They're called fast food restaurant, or maybe fast food pickles. I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah, but we've only can find them at Kroger.
Kroger. It's the only place I've ever found them. I don't even know if slicing your own. What I like about them, it's all one. Like, I don't know, maybe it's not even a real cucumber. I don't know what it is. But there's no seeds, so it's just like a smooth, flat pickle. They're super thin, and they go great on burgers.
Yeah.
So you set the burger on top of the pickle, a little extra drizzle of the jerk, pile it up with the pineapple relish, Calypso sauce on the top bun on top, and you've got
one of the
better Jamaican style. If it don't remind you of the Caribbean, something's wrong with you.
Oh, it's good.
You get your red stripe, cold red stripe, or make some of that rum punch I've been making.
Some people had some comments and questions.
What were they? You got any?
A couple of people asked, what do you think about adding cheese? Like they like cheese on their burger.
I mean, you could. I just didn't think this one.
Caribbean.
Yeah, I mean, when I go to Jamaica and I go get the burger from the Jerk Shack or whatever, they don't have cheese on them. And if you want cheese on, I just didn't think cheese would go on that one.
Yeah, I agree. But you could add it if you.
Yeah, you could add it if you wanted to put cheese on it. Do it. I think it would take away. To me, jerk and cheese aren't two flavors that
I agree.
That go.
Bacon too. People asked about bacon. You could add bacon.
Peppery brown sugar bacon with a little bit of rum spritzer would be awesome on it. You get some of that thick cut Wright's bacon, you sprinkle it with some brown sugar, and then as it's cooking, spritz it with some dark rum and just let that, and maybe sprinkle some more black pepper over the top of it too. I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
I'm going to try it.
This is how his mind works.
Yeah.
So people ask, how long did you keep the patties in the fridge?
20 minutes, probably 20, 30 minutes tops. I pretty much did that, then started the fire and let the grill come up. So by the time, and cook my pineapple. Yeah. So it was 20, 30 minutes. I mean, they don't need a long time. I just like to do that because by the time you bring them out, it was hot outside. I portioned them out. I pressed them. And if I went straight to cooking them, I have had burgers fall apart on me like that. But if you put them back in the fridge, let them kind of come back together, then cook them, it does.
That's better.
I also did the little thumbprint in them to keep them from bubbling up because a lot of times a burger will try to turn into a meatball on you if you don't put a little indention in it. And somebody mentioned in the comments that you can put a pat of butter in that.
All that.
And I was like, yes, I should have done that. So I will be doing that next time. A butter burger.
Is that what they call a butter burger?
I don't know, but it sounds...
What temp are you grilling those burgers at? Do you know?
I put one chimney of charcoal in that PK. It was every bit of 525, 500, 525. It wasn't screaming like where we cook steaks at. Because usually if I was going to cook steak, I'd put that chimney and then like a half a chimney of unlit and let it get up to about 575, 600. But it was probably about 525. I would say a good medium high if is what you want.
If you're cooking,
if you're cooking, one chimney on a grill opened up is plenty of heat. And then by the time you cook your pineapples kind of to the side or in a raised rack, it'll be perfect. The grate temp will be perfect, and you'll be ready to cook those burgers. The burgers took about 12 minutes, and I didn't temp them, man. I know how burger cooks. It was probably 140 when I took it off, 145. It wasn't like super pink on the inside or anything.
And you let them rest for 5.
I let them rest, 5-10 minutes.
minutes
We did
for us to set up for the next shot. Yeah.
But it's just a burger. You're just cooking a burger.
Yeah.
That ain't nothing. That's nothing to that.
You don't want to overcook it. You don't want to undercook it.
This recipe is special because of the combination of that Calypso sauce, the relish, and then the jerk sauce on the burger with the seasoning. And you could use any jerk seasoning that you want, if you got another favorite one. But I'm telling you, that element with the pineapple and the grilled pineapple and the relish, and then the Calypso sauce with that Scotch bonnet pepper sauce, and then make that jerk sauce. It goes so well together. And
the thing about all those elements is you can make them ahead of time.
Oh yeah,
if you wanted to.
How do you think that Calypso sauce would do as a jerk wing dip? Like if you instead of add sour cream to it and make it a little stick. No, I mean it's kind of thin. But you know how we do a ranch and we use instead of putting the milk, you use a sour cream element to kind of stiffen it up.
Yeah.
And so it makes it more of a dip. I bet you could do that. And with that, add some sour cream. You might need a little bit more Scotch bonnet sauce to give it some flavor, but I bet you it would be really good.
I love that Calypso.
It's good.
Yeah. It would be really good to dip all kinds of stuff in. That's when we would have conch
fritters in Bahamas was in a sauce like that. They started with a lot of stuff. Coconut shrimp started with it a lot of times in Jamaica. It's they always have a little sauce like that. What else?
You could make a really great all kinds of sandwiches with it, like you said, jerk chicken sandwich. Stuff like that.
Yeah, that would be really good. That pineapple relish would go great with a piece of grilled fish.
Mm-hmm. Well, like you said, we made those fish tacos.
Yeah.
You didn't have the Calypso on the fish tacos, but I went back and added just a touch.
So with those, I took.
Well, let me ask you one more question before you talk about your. So somebody asked about putting seasoning in the burger mixture and like working a seasoning through the mixture instead of just putting it on top. What's your thoughts on that?
You could. I mean, my thing with burgers is I don't like to overwork a burger. And by the time you put seasoning in there and you take it with your hands and you work it, you're pretty much making meatloaf at that point. And you'll notice that the texture is different because you're heating it up and then it's all combined. And then when you cook that burger, it's packy. Yeah, it might have some more seasoning and stuff in it, but the texture of it changes. So when I do a burger, you'll notice I just kind of portioned it out and put it in a ball. Just kind of got me a piece of it, put it together, put it in the press, pressed it down, and got it off.
Yeah,
I didn't handle the meat much, so you still get texture inside it. It's like it kind of breaks apart, and it's together. But it's not all like a meatloafy texture. And that's what I think when you season it on the inside. You can put, if you wanted to, go for it. But I think it's better. I think it's better if you season the outside. Yeah.
By doing that.
I want to taste the beef, but I can put enough seasoning on the outside of it to make it taste good with everything else I'm doing to it.
Especially with that CAB. Beef tastes so good.
Hey, look, we only ate those 2 burgers, and then we put the other 3 in the fridge, and we ate on them just patties, not even making burgers, and they still had a ton of flavor.
Heck yeah.
All the way through them.
They had good texture,
yeah,
too.
The texture was good.
Cold.
Yeah, that was just like, I ate the burgers this week.
Pinch a, piece of burger
Chunk
meat
of burger off, yeah.
Put a little of that Calypso on it. That'd be a little quick snack.
Yeah. It was really good. Really good. I highly recommend it.
So 4th of July.
If I was going to on that cheese thing, if I was going to do cheese on that burger, I would do 2 thinner patties and do a cheese burger, and then put and not put cheese on that one, and then put the pineapple on it. So it'd be like a double stack.
What kind of cheese?
Probably like pepper jack or something that wouldn't be. I don't think your standard old, cheddar or American.
Yeah,
is what you'd want to use, but
I was thinking
Swiss maybe pepper jack would be more like it though. That'd be pretty good.
I don't think it needed cheese.
I don't think it did either.
Yeah.
That's not a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
That's a Caribbean burger,
So 4th of July is coming.
4th of July is coming up. I'm going to shoot a video for it next week. if the weather cooperates, and it's going to be a rib video.
All American ribs.
I don't know about all American. It's going to be my version of it's going to say America to me. America to me.
He also talked about doing a dessert and
a
rib.
I may do. It really depends on the weather. Because if it's too hot, I'd be like, screw it. In time. But I got an idea. I just want to do a cobbler. I mean, it's been a while since I've done a dessert. I think I've done an apple cobbler before. I was going to do something with peaches. But I am going to use apples in the ribs. I'm going to do my version of some good old American pie. American is apple pie? Is that what the saying is or something like that?
Yeah, American is apple
pie. So
pie.
I'm going to do my version of an apple pie rib. And I think it's going to be really good.
I think it is too.
I've got it all worked out in my head.
Are you going to add cinnamon to this at all?
There might be a little in it because I want to use apple butter in the wrap.
Oh, okay.
And there's cinnamon and apple butter.
But you're not going to necessarily add a lot of cinnamon.
I'm going to use apple seasoning. I'm going to use apple butter in the wrap. And I'm going to make up an apple glaze. I'm going to add apple jelly to my glaze. And then, so it's going to be like.
Got it. That sounds good.
It is. It's going to be real good. And then I'm going to do I might do a peach cobbler for halftime.
Yeah.
Peach cobbler's going to be basic. I saw this gal cooking on Facebook. And she sounds like Dolly Parton. You heard me listen to her voice. She's got to be from
but I already don't
Appalachia
like her.
Somewhere. You don't know why?
Because you just watch her too much. I
just like the way she talks.
I know.
And she's cooking like
That's what you keep saying.
She made a reference. It was like she was making this peach cobbler, and it was like it's that easy. Because I remember my mom making. I made peach cobbler, but I usually use a mix or something. But she was just like, it's a cup, and it come from, somebody said in the comments, it come from Steel Magnolias or something, the movie. It's like a cup of sugar, cup of flour, cup of milk, maybe? Is that what it is?
Yeah, and a can of
peaches and some butter. And that's all, and some, so I can do that. So I might do that, do a video.
I don't get nervous.
I'm going to sleep it up a little bit.
I don't get nervous when you look at attractive women on whatever movie.
When they're cooking something, though.
Yeah, but when you start watching a woman cook over and over, I start getting nervous. Like, this woman's I don't know what she looks like, but she's honing in on my territory.
She's cooking beans and taters. And
I know, and she's calling them taters.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, she country.
And then we're going on vacation, taking the kid.
Michael's going this time.
Yeah,
we've had our fun. Time to take one with the team and take a kid somewhere. Yeah, we're gonna go to the beach.
Yeah, again,
and go deep sea fishing again. Ooh, I've got a deposit down on a trip. I looked at the weather: thunderstorms, wind. You know what that means?
I'm not going.
I ain't getting on a boat. I'm the first to tell you. If I look out there and it's choppy and it ain't, nope. Y'all can take my spot. I don't care. Here's the money. I can take that as a loss.
One of us has to go.
I'm going to send a surrogate at my place. I don't know who it's going to be. Find some old salty deckhand. Take this boy. Did you see that thing you were telling me about on was it on Facebook? I saw that. It's like something you wear on your wrist. It was like
Yeah.
Did you order one?
Yeah, I've ordered all kinds of stuff. I ordered ginger.
Did you order me one? Because I need one. It's like you don't wear it all the time. You put it on when you start feeling it or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it does to you.
It's supposed to be like a pressure point type situation.
Did you really order that?
Yeah.
Oh, I need one.
Okay. I've got Dramamine, ginger. I've got all kinds of stuff.
That don't work. I know that stuff don't work. This thing probably don't work.
Now that I've heard Heath's side of the story, I'm thinking that there was more to this problem y'all had on the boat than just seasickness.
What do you think it was?
I think y'all had too much fun the night before.
No.
That didn't have nothing to do with
You can never have too much fun. Ain't there a country song about that? Never had too much fun.
I got to get Heath on here because he tells a
whole different story. Yeah. I'm sure everybody's got a different story.
It's not a whole different story. It's just
I may not have made me look as bad as I probably was. Because it was pretty bad. I thought I made myself look pretty bad.
He said you were whining.
I was.
He'd go, oh.
I don't remember that. I don't think that happened.
And he'd say, you okay, man? You'd go, I don't know.
I was not okay. It was evident. I was in duress. I was waiting for I told him, I said, we got to call Mayday, man. We got to send a daggum helicopter with a little extra large, the XXL basket to get me out of here. I was ready to scoop down and get out. Anything would have had to been better than rocking on that boat.
I've been there. It's horrible. Yeah, but we should have had Heath and Jamie come on and help you tell that story, because
that would have been a good one.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll have another one here in a few weeks.
Another boat story?
I hope not. Hope this one's pleasant. But
well, that's all I have.
Hey, that was a good podcast. We appreciate everybody hanging out with us today and listening. And
we'll be back next week to talk about 4th of July.
Yeah,
and then it'll probably be a week off.
Hopefully, we'll have a rib video for y'all to check out. Maybe some dessert. Y'all, for real, give that jerk burger recipe a try. It's good. It's
very good. It's a little.
If anything, just make the pineapple relish and try it with chips, and then if you like that, go ahead and do the rest of it, because that's it. Well, Shell, where can they find us?
If you'd like to connect with Malcolm, it's HowToBBQRight on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you'd like to connect with me, it's Miss Southern Shell on Instagram.
And there's no update for the app, so y'all check that out too. We'll see y'all next week.